Step away from the property. This belongs to the HOA. That's the first thing I heard, clear as day, before I'd even made it up onto the porch. I just stood there, bags still in the car, heart pounding. Because, honestly, after 4 hours on the road out from Denver, the last thing I expected was to find someone else acting like they owned the place I'd bought at a tax auction. $12,000. County guarantee. Clean title. No liens, no surprises, supposedly. It was supposed to be a fresh start, you know? My shot at something peaceful after a divorce that had chewed me up and spit me out. But nope. Apparently, my new beginning had a gatekeeper. Out storms this woman in a blood-red blazer, holding a clipboard like she's about to hand out parking tickets at a crime scene. Hair sprayed into a helmet, maybe mid-50s, moving like she owned the earth under her feet. Mug in her hand, gold letters. HOA, President Haley Turner. There's a shiny SUV behind her, 2 bikes, a thin plume of smoke curling from my chimney. I just hold up the deed, probably looking like an idiot caught in the wrong movie. Ma'am, I think there's been a mistake. But before I get half a sentence out, she's already giving me the world's slowest, most sarcastic smile, tilting her head. The only mistake here is you thinking you own this land, she says, like she's reading a script. This cabin now falls under HOA jurisdiction. That's when I realized I hadn't bought a house. I'd walked straight into a war zone, and Haley was queen. I wish I could tell you I laughed. Thought it was some paperwork glitch or a neighbor having a rough morning. But something in her eyes told me this wasn't confusion. This was control. She just stood there, arms crossed, staring me down like I'd parked a helicopter on her runway. You people always think you can buy your way into our community, she says, with the kind of sigh you reserve for telemarketers and distant relatives. Your community? I shoot back. Lady, this place is 5 miles from the nearest mailbox. She waves that off, bored. The Mountain Vista HOA recently expanded. This is now protected under our covenant. The roof's caving in, I mutter. We maintain order up here, she snaps. Order? Sure. Miguel, my friend, is behind me trying not to laugh. He whispers, she's actually serious. Haley's eyes flick, I heard that. Then, out of nowhere, this tall, awkward kid, her son, I'd later find out, starts filming me on his phone. Just documenting, he says. For the HOA records. HOA records? Miguel mutters under his breath. This woman's running a government. Haley points to the edge of the property. See those markers? That's the boundary. You're on common ground, trespassing. The markers are literally plastic stakes with laminated HOA flyers taped to them. I take a breath and try to stay calm. Look, I've got the title and the deed. I just want to see what I paid for. Call the county if you don't believe me. She nods. Oh, I already have. And you'll be hearing from them if you step inside without board approval. Then slams the door right in my face. Miguel and I just stand there for a while. Pine trees all around, smoke rising from my chimney. The wind carries the smell of wood, my wood. So what now, boss? Miguel asks. Now. I grit my teeth, fighting down the anger. Now we document everything. I snap photos of her SUV, the signs, her son filming us, the new curtains in my windows. Something tells me I'm going to need every piece of evidence I can get. On the way back down the trail, I spot a private property, HOA enforcement in effect, sign nailed to a pine. Below, in tiny print, Haley Turner, President. That's when it really clicks. This isn't a misunderstanding. This is occupation. That night I call the county. A clerk named Denise picks up. Hi, this is Frank Carter. I bought parcel number 07-142. She sighs. The woodland cabin, right? Please don't tell me it's the Turners again. Turns out, Haley's got a reputation, filing claims on properties, even ones clearly outside the HOA's reach. Denise says, you'll have to file a civil eviction. Sheriff's office won't get involved unless there's a criminal issue. I hang up, frustrated but more determined than ever. By morning, I've got 3 voicemails. One's from a deputy. Please avoid further contact with Mrs. Turner. Resolve this through civil court. Next is Haley herself, suddenly all syrupy. Frank, please submit your remodeling proposal for board approval. Then, Miguel texts. Bro, check the Woodland HOA Facebook page. You're famous. Haley's posted a photo of me, taken by her son, warning neighbors that I'm trying to seize community property. The comments? Brutal. City guy thinks he can buy everything. Where's his permit? Permit to walk on my own land. That's when it hit me. This wasn't just a control freak. Haley was running a scam. She'd wrapped herself in bureaucracy, hiding behind bylaws and forms. If I didn't fight back, I'd lose everything. The next weekend, I drive back, alone. I park down the road, camera in hand. The place looks even more lived in. Fresh flowers, solar lights, a shiny Turner residence, HOA managed sign. A mounted security camera points at the trail, red light blinking. Suddenly, her voice booms through an outdoor speaker. Frank Carter, you are trespassing on HOA property. This footage will be submitted to our attorney. I can't help it, I laugh. Submit it to the owner while you're at it. I call. We don't recognize your ownership, she spits back. When I get back to Denver, Miguel's waiting with beers. Tell me you didn't get arrested. Not yet, I say. But I know one thing for sure. Haley's done this before. And I'm not backing down. I spend the next few days living like a paralegal, reading county codes, HOA charters, housing laws. I call a buddy at the real estate commission. Frank, you own that parcel free and clear. She's bluffing. But man, she's good at it. Next trip up, I find a woman planting flowers out front. Just hired by the HOA, she says. Beautifying community lots. I blink. I'm the owner. She freezes. I was told the HOA took it for unpaid assessments. Who's collecting those, Mother Nature? I find another yellow HOA violation notice taped to the door. Unauthorized work. Failure to pay community fees. $1,200. Printed on home computer paper, fake watermark and all. Miguel pulls up, takes one look at my face and cracks. Haunted HOA. You sure this woman's not running a cult? It sure feels like it. Diving into the records, I discover Haley listed the cabin on Airbnb as Mountain Vista HOA Lodge, $195 a night. President Haley was so helpful. The reviews gush. She's been making thousands off my property. Miguel whistles. That's not squatting, man. That's entrepreneurship. I send every screenshot to the county, then to a lawyer named Rebecca Moore, fraud specialist, sharp as they come. Rebecca listens, then tells me flat out, Frank, this isn't trespass. This is organized fraud. She lays out the plan. Let her dig her own grave. Keep documenting. Stay cool. Don't give her the fight she wants. Haley tries to bait me again, staging confrontations for her son's camera, talking big about sheriff friends on her board. I smile, tell her maybe the IRS wants an invite to her next meeting. That wipes the smirk off for a second. Then things get serious. Rebecca and I take our evidence to the county. They confirm Haley's HOA is just a Facebook group with bylaws copied from some California subdivision. Fake logo, Venmo fee links, the works. She's not just bold, she's delusional, Rebecca says. But that's good for us. Delusion leaves paper trails. We drive up the mountain, papers in hand, and serve her with an ultimatum. Vacate, cease all business, or face civil and criminal charges, tax fraud, unlawful occupation, the whole 9 yards. Haley's jaw clenches, but this time she looks scared. But just when I think it's over, things turn ugly. I get a threatening call, a photo of my truck outside my Denver apartment. Then, she files a restraining order against me, using doctored video to claim I'm harassing her. The judge tosses it, but by now, rumors are flying. Online, I'm the villain. Aggressive investor harasses HOA president. Classic play, flip the narrative. But truth leaves fingerprints. Rebecca forwards all our documentation, Airbnb payouts, fake HOA payments, to the IRS and state revenue. Within a week, the IRS opens an audit. Haley's about to find out what happens when you claim tax breaks on property you don't own. We go up to the cabin again. This time, it's empty. The damage inside is bad, broken glass, mold, water everywhere. Looks like they tried to erase all evidence. Then we find a half-burned stack of mail, old insurance documents, a photo of a man I don't recognize, and a life insurance policy naming Haley as beneficiary, signed after his supposed death. Rebecca goes pale. Frank, this is bigger than fraud. We bring it all to FBI agent Luis Martinez. This woman's not just scamming. She's laundering stolen assets, hiding behind the HOA. Turns out, she's been doing it across multiple counties, annexing abandoned properties, faking maintenance, flipping them, and worse. Suddenly, this isn't about a house anymore. It's about stopping a predator. But Haley isn't done. My cameras catch Logan and another guy at 1 a.m., staging vandalism, smashing windows, flooding the cabin, filming the damage to make it look like I abandoned the place. What they don't know is I have 12 hours of continuous footage, audio, timestamps, GPS. It's not just evidence, it's a confession. I file police reports, send everything to the FBI. Meanwhile, Haley goes viral with a tearful neck brace video. Outsider destroys local community, traumatizes my family. Sympathy pours in, but the feds are closing in. Then, out of nowhere, her son Logan emails. We can help each other. Drop the case. I'll make sure you get your property back. He's scared. Days later, Samantha Turner, Haley's daughter, shows up at Rebecca's office, pale and exhausted. She tells us Haley's planning arson if the government tries to seize the cabin. Gasoline. Propane. If I can't have it, nobody can. We call Agent Martinez, who moves fast. That night, during a thunderstorm, the FBI moves in. Haley tries to light the propane. They stop her just in time, arrest her and Logan. The mountain, finally, is quiet. As investigators sweep the place, they find a notebook, names, addresses, bank accounts, a web of scams going back years. Elderly victims, forged signatures, missing persons. Martinez shakes his head. You just blew open a multi-county investigation. Weeks later, with the cabin finally clear, Miguel and I begin the long, dirty process of rebuilding. The community starts coming around. People who once sided with Haley now apologize. Some even bring sandwiches. One old man tells me he lost his brother's home to Haley's fake community transfer. You're the first who didn't back down, he says. That sticks with me. For years, Haley didn't need a weapon, just a clipboard, a smile, and a title. The court case is a media circus. Haley shows up in her red blazer, all composure and fake righteousness, until the prosecutor plays the video, her manipulating Harold Grant, the old man whose policy she forged. Her daughter testifies. She said control was love, but it was just fear in a nice suit. The jury doesn't take long. Guilty on all counts. Life without parole. So yeah, I got my cabin back. We fixed the roof, rebuilt the porch, scrubbed out the ghosts. I even turned it into a retreat for folks who lost property to fraud. That first night, we held a barbecue, laughter echoing through the pines. No more fake tickets. No more HOA drama. If you've never had someone try to steal what's yours with a smile and a form letter, count yourself lucky. If you have, don't let fear or paperwork beat you. Keep your proof, know your rights, and don't give them the ending they want. The mountain's free now, and so am I. If you've ever had a run-in with an HOA nightmare or someone who hid behind a fake authority, share your story below. Was it justice? Was it overkill? What would you have done? Drop your thoughts, because every fight for what's right deserves to be heard.